So one of the jobs we need to do every now and then on the lobster pod is change some of the water. We would recommend a water change of about 20% every 4 to 6 weeks when the system is fully mature. So the way I would normally do a water change on a lobster pod is I drain down, I'd switch the system off, drain down the trays so the water's in the sump, and then take a couple of the trays to allow me to access to the foams. Take these foams out, these can get a good clean. Right. Remove the shelf on the foams, and then I put a submersible pump into the sump. Pump that water down the drain from that sump. Now, you need to sort of estimate if it's only 20% that you're taking out, then you need to sort of calculate what that is, or you can pump the whole lot out and do 100% water change. Some of our customers, rather than doing a 20% every 4 to 6 weeks, they do 100% once a month. Just depends whatever works for you. So you drain it down through one of the sections in the sump, and then if you need to clean out any other bits at the same time, sponges, whatever, do that at that point, and then pump your new seawater back into the system. So some of our customers will use artificial salt and not live seawater. If you're using real seawater or live seawater, that's great, just pump that straight in. If you're using artificial salt, then it's best to make that in a separate container, a separate IBC or tank or something, at least the day before, so that the salt is mixed in and you can check the salinity before you put it into the system. Again, if you're doing that, using artificial salt, make sure that salinity matches the salinity that you just took out, especially if you've still got lobsters in the system. If there's lobsters still in the system, they will be affected by the new seawater coming in, and mostly that's for the better because it's new clean seawater, but as long as you've matched the salinities. If you are making the artificial seawater as well, it's a good idea to use a dechlorinator or a dechloraminator in the tap water before you add the salt to get that right. When you're filling it back up, you can either pump the water directly into the sump, or you can pump it into the filter, or you can take out one of the filter salts here and put it in through there. So as I said, we would recommend at least a 20% water change every 4 to 6 weeks. The main thing that's triggered by is the level of nitrate in the system. So if the system's working effectively, it's all mature, the nitrate level will gradually increase. The nitrate is the least toxic of the forms of nitrogen, waste nitrogen from the lobsters, but it still can be nasty enough if it gets high enough. So once it gets above 250 milligrams per litre, 250 parts per million, we would recommend you do a water change. Whether you do a 20% or 100%, that's up to you how you want to do your water. But what we would say that during the maturation period, which can take 6 or 8 weeks when you get a new system, you may need to do a water change more often. So it's important to keep an eye on the water quality, do your water test, don't put too much lobster in at the start, gradually increase the stocking levels, and we can guide you through that. If you contact us, we can guide you through that at that point. But it's relatively straightforward, and that's how I do the water test.